Hello everybody, Buddy with Midland, Texas. I'm going to share with you a Facebook post I did today. It was kind of tongue-in-cheek. It hurts so bad you got to laugh at it type stuff. And here's what I posted to my Facebook here this morning. I said, the people in the attic are drugging and blank the women after they report these crimes to the police. Fill in the blank. Okay, and so I've done that before, and you can I'm gonna give you a clue. I'm just gonna go to the comments here. Here is a clue right here. People in the attic rape story clip. Okay, and if you click on that, it's going to link you back up to my Facebook, and we're just going to play a couple minutes of that clip. This is going to be your clue right here to the answer to that question. Here's what the people in the attic are doing. Okay,
I know this is going to be hard that I'm going to ask you about, but you told me that you were raped, and I'm so sorry to hear that. Can you tell us that story?
Well, you validated it. You said that you...
There was another woman that told me 4 or 5 years ago that she was drugged and raped, and she was reporting people in that. This isn't the only woman I've talked to that told me she was drugged and raped, and she was reporting people in that.
It's after my youngest son left the house.
Okay, so she goes on to tell us her story here. I'm going to go in and we're going to jump forward a little bit and here to another little part of this same video here. And this was sent to our mayor, the city council, Midland Police, Midland Sheriff, to the press. This clip was, okay? It should be pretty obvious she's telling the truth. Let's watch just a little bit more.
And on your door, in your bedroom door. Let me stop the camera for a minute.
Okay.
That usually upsets decent people, but for some reason we got some people around town are okay with what's going on here. The people in the attic are drugging and raping the women after they report these crimes to the police, and that's the three women that have already told me that, and that ain't all. They ambushed and shot me with my phone lines cut after I reported crimes in the attic. Now there's over 50 other homeowners documented reporting people in the attic, over a dozen addresses in Midland, and the police are playing stupid. Our city council or mayor's playing stupid. They're allowing these violent criminals to break into our homes and attack us. That's what's going on. It hurts so bad we got to laugh about it. Okay, here we go. Here's my first comment. And these guys are saying, "Oh, I know," as they come from under the victim's home to steal evidence and falsify the police reports. And I'm talking about the fill in the blank question right there, And these are the secret police that got caught on camera. Took 6 years and a $2,000 reward to get them identified. They were tampering with evidence. They were falsifying the police reports. That's proven now. Here's their names right here, okay? And then we find out in 2019, 7 years later, that they were under my house. Police were under my house. I think I've got that right here. The long withheld police report timestamped Lieutenant Dickey inside my home at 11:05 when he wasn't seen arriving on the security cameras that saw Woodward and Naylor at 11:01. They're all secret police. And with all of my other doors and windows secured with extra locks, that is what proved that they came in from under my home from the underground trapdoor entrance that the ex had already told me about. Also, Davis, Chadwell, Angel, and Hell were listed as being at my home and not seen arriving. These police were under my home on the night somebody under my home ambushed and shot me. That explains why they tampered with evidence and falsified police reports. They made a mockery of our justice system. I'm showing you the proof videos here, or these proof pictures here. On this side is the security camera picture of my home minutes after this premeditated murder attempt at 11:01, and Woodward and Naylor show up, not dispatched. The first guy to show up is a sheriff from a whole nother county. I actually believe these two were under my house too. They just drove around front. And at 11:05 on the police report they illegally withheld for 7 years, we find out that Dickie was inside my home and he wasn't seen arriving on the cameras that saw Woodward and Naylor. So how did he get inside my home if he wasn't seen arriving on the security cameras? And the answer is he come from under my home in the trap door that the ex-wife had already told me about. So thus you can see that the joke that I told there right here on what? Oh, I know, as they come in from under the victim's home to steal evidence and falsify the police reports. They're like, oh, I know the people in the attic are drugging and raping the women after they report the crimes to the police. Okay, now you see the first one. The people at the underground also parties know at 11 o'clock each night, Angie would put me on hold while she went to get her pill. They were drugging all the women and girls at the party, a party which had high-level police there. Here's some just little print screens I grabbed about the also parties, which are infamous. You know, let's let this clear up. This guy, he posted the old Midland right here. And he says, when I first moved to Midland working for a multi-billion-dollar oil company, I remember hearing talk of these huge secret parties. Yeah, everybody's heard of them. Jessica Lee Hadley says, I've been to 2,000 oil field shows. I tell you what, there's more than just that one that was murdered or raped because she didn't do whatever they wanted her to do. And Tisha Ann Wilkinson Brumley, she told me, she says, I've had friends that have been involved in those oil show parties. They're exactly what you say. They are underground homes. And then my late friend, Victoria McKinney, she says, I know someone that was brutally raped at the show years ago. That was enough for me to stay away. And see, so the people at the oil show parties know, right? They know what the fill in the blank word is. You know, they know, don't they? Let's go to the next one, okay? Here's a comment from this guy. Sadly, there's little anyone can do. Why? Because the authorities are involved, folks. And you know, I just don't believe that all police are bad. I believe somewhere out there's some good police that are not okay with this. You know, people in the attic coming from under the homes, rigging these homes, and then raping and murdering innocent homeowners using corrupt police. I just think we got good police not involved. Obviously, we have a lot of public corruption helping it, though. And my next one is, and these guys are probably saying, and these are all jokes, right? They didn't actually say that, right? These guys are probably saying, what's not happening at our home, so what's the big deal? We're the mayor and city council. They're not breaking into our homes and raping our wives and daughters. They're just breaking in your home and raping your wives and daughters. So we really don't care. That sounds like a personal problem to me. That's what old Patrick Payton's saying. It's a personal problem right here. I'm the mayor, you know, and they're not coming in my home. You know, they better not come in my home. I got my own police force. Alrighty. Here I put a comment here. This guy, once again, everything is beyond corrupt. Here's my follow-up on that. I said I sent our mayor and city council a link to the video of the woman describing being raped after reporting people in the attic, and informed them that I had documented over a dozen addresses in Midland where the owners had reported people in the attic. I was ambushed and shot with my phone lines cut after reporting people in the attic. I got no replies, and the crimes have never stopped against her or the many other crime victims, myself or anybody. I mean, it has never stopped. This was just a week ago, 2 weeks ago, Wednesday at 9:47 a.m. and I sent this video, that rape story clip. I sent it to Mayor Patrick Payton. I sent it to the city council. I sent it to the sheriff. I sent it to the police department. None of them, and to the press. And that's a lot of what's going on here. I mean, they just look the other way, you know, and that's what they're doing. I mean, you know, 3 women being raped. Here's our DA that should be prosecuting them secret police, right? And it says that our DA might say, I'll prosecute them when hell freezes over. Everybody likes a party, you know. And here I want to show you, this is in the news here. A petition filed to remove Midland County District Law and NODA, and that was over the deal with the David Wilson. That you know, what had happened, his alarm system had called and reported to the police that he had a burglar, and so, but he didn't know that, and then the police tried to come in his house, and he accidentally shot a police officer and killed him, and then Laura Nodoff tried to send him to prison for the rest of his life for it. Okay, and so and he won his case, and now he's trying to have her removed. But I have contacted. That's what I said at the top. I've contacted her multiple times with evidence about the crimes committed here, and which includes the crimes by that secret police murder gang, okay, that took 6 years to get identified, that now we know was under my home on the night of the murder attempt, that falsified evidence and tampered with police reports. And a little lag time on the computer today, so we're sitting here kind of waiting for it to come in. There we go. Y'all see it running a little slow. Okay, here's my next one. And Chief of Police Seth Herman scratching his head, and he's thinking, nobody ever reported people in the attic, Midland, Texas. We have no crime here, you know. I'll show you a picture of Seth Herman, our Chief of Police. I have emails back and forth from him, okay? And I'm going to show you, there's a follow-up on Seth Herman, too, that I did at the bottom here. As soon as it comes back in. I can't believe my computer's running so slow today. Come on, folks. There we go. Okay. This guy thinks it's funny. It looks like the dude from the Goonies. I don't know about that, you know, but I think he's a nice looking guy myself. But anyways, this joke came from the fact that I sent in an information request to the city of Midland asking for a list of homeowners who had reported people in the attic in the last 10 years. And I got a letter back saying that MPD said they had no records responsive to my request, but I have the police reports for when I reported people in the attic and for when my Vivint alarm system in my attic called the police, plus about a half dozen calls recorded from my police scanner of other homeowners reporting people in the attic. I was ambushed and shot with burglar alarms going off the attic in a premeditated murder attempt, and now we know that police were under my home that night. MPD is lying to the citizens of Midland about these violent crimes. And I want to show you, that's what I was saying. I sent an information request. There you can go to the City of Midland information request and just request police reports, etc. And so here's the date, May 3rd, 2019. City of Midland received my request. I had asked for a list of all 911 calls for the last 10 years with homeowners reporting people in the attic. According to Midland Police Department, the enclosed record is the only record in the city's possession responsive to your request, and that only record was nothing to do with the list of 911 calls. Basically, Midland Police Department said they had no records responsive to this request. But the problem is I've got the police reports for when I called. I have the police reports when my Vivint alarm system called. I've got half a dozen calls recorded off my police scanner. I got another half dozen from other homeowners here in Midland told me that they called, and so they're just flat out lying to the public about these people in the attic crimes, and the people in the attic crimes are connected to these rapes and murders, and it looks like there's police under our homes, that are involved in tampering with the evidence and falsifying the police reports. It is truly just outright lawlessness is what's going on. I don't know how you could get a more corrupt police department. I just don't, After seeing the evidence of the rapes and murders connected with the people in the attic gang, our local press reports, our big story today, citizens of Midland, is unwanted farts and how to get rid of them. And I put a picture of me crawling out after I was ambushed and shot with my phone lines cut. And that shows there, the proof's already been found that, they cut my phone lines before they shot me. This was premeditated, cold-blooded murder. That's what this was, and that lag time is killing me here. And so in here we got this guy. And let's make a point of this guy, J. Liam Manriquez. Did you shoot yourself with your gun and claim it was people in the attic? And I replied to this. I said, lies like that were spread after I survived this premeditated, capital attempted murder, but they don't work anymore. Now there's undeniable proof showing that I wasn't shot with my gun, which means some would-be killers are still free to break into other homes and murder other unsuspecting homeowners. Now there is over 50 other homeowners documented reporting people in the attic, with more than a dozen addresses in Midland, and 3 women have said they were raped after reporting people in the attic. And now there are multiple people documented as saying that tunnels and underground homes are here, with supporting evidence on old Google Maps. One of those was a recent candidate for Midland Sheriff. What is still unknown is what is your part, J. Lim Manriquez, in these capital crimes and rapes. Is it just to spread lies about a crippled crime victim, or more? I think that's a fair question. Where was he during the oil show parties in 2010? Where was he on January 28, 2012? What do you know about these rapes, these murders, these burglaries, these crimes? And because the bottom line is, it's a low-life thing to do to go spread lies about a crime victim such as me, and it's a crime, because tampering with a witness, and I'm a witness to a capital crime, is a crime in the state of Texas, and that's what that is when you go in the public and you spread them lies like that. Here's a little proof, picture that I put up, absolute and undeniable proof showing that I wasn't shot with my gun. And can we all agree, if I wasn't shot with my gun, somebody might come to my home and shot me? Somebody not invited, a.e. a burglary, home invasion. Size of pellets in my foot were 2.5 sizes different than was in my gun, proving I wasn't shot with my gun. Doctor said he removed a large amount of plastic from my foot, which wouldn't be there if I had shot myself. More proof. Lisa Rogers documented telling me that I was shot with a .45 handgun. I believe that to be true. CSI checked in live shells from my gun, but not empty shells that would be there if I'd shot myself. That is very important. That's the crime scene investigator. If I'd shot myself with my shotgun, an empty shell would have been in the chamber of that gun, and he checked in the live shells from the gun, but not an empty shell. He couldn't even got the live shells out until he ejected the empty shell. And so there was no empty shell. I didn't shoot myself. Or we got a crime scene investigator that's tampering with evidence in capital murders, right? Or capital attempted murders. And so there's more proof. That's another proof. I reported burglar alarms going in my attic. Now homeowners all over have reported people in the attic, 50 of them. Shot with burglar alarms going off in the attic that was recorded on a stolen voice recorder. The police stole the voice recorder and then come back and bragged about it on my YouTube channel. Buddy, I stole the evidence. Nobody's going to find out. Matt Davis said that. 11 police accidentally started a camera, caught themselves staging the crime scene, planting my stolen cell phone behind my nightstand. Rosie Rodriguez did that. Police caught lying on police reports, tampering with evidence. Lots of proofs. Matt Davis admits to stealing evidence. I said that already. 5 police were at or inside my home when they're not seen arriving on the security camera. I showed you proof of that already. Secret police remained secret for 6 years with a reward offered for their identity. Never happened before in the history of America. Multiple people now documented saying that tunnels and underground homes are here. One of those people was running for Midland Sheriff, Joe Lozano. Google Maps showing a large building in my backyard can't be seen from above ground. That got removed back in January after I told the city of Midland, and it looks like that they did that to cover up capital murders. Concrete poured 2 weeks after showing DHS where a tunnel was located behind my house. Proof of my x-rays being faked at the hospital. They took the x-rays of a guy that had been shot with a shotgun, put my name on them to try to call this failed murder an accident. The failed murder was going to make the sister-in-law of the ER doctor rich. Proof of security cameras being faked. Got a proof video on that. Proof of the press hiding huge stories from the public of rapes and murders and people in the attic. It is just unprecedented lawlessness what it is. We're going to go back again. And there we go. And here's the last one right here. And Sheriff Connor, the last funny, okay? And Sheriff Connor is saying, I don't care if a 14-year-old girl was murdered in the county, because we all know she was murdered at the underground oil show parties in the city. And that means it's not my problem. because it's in the city and not the county. Here's old Kreiner. He's got him a $105,000 check from Pioneer. You know, Pioneer was a Pioneer engineer was the first owner of my home, and that's when it was said that these underground homes were built. Ain't that interesting? Pioneer going around giving $100,000 checks to our law enforcement. And our law enforcement that looks the other way and plays stupid, you know, like 50 other homeowners. Oh, they're all liars. Everybody's a liar. They're all crazy. That's what it is. They're all crazy. They're all crazy, and I'm going to the bank to cash my check, you know. Here we go. The people in the attic are drugging and raping the women after they report these crimes to the police, and it's got to be stopped. This is Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas.